I swear I didn't break anything. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I'm sorry?
What is it?
The woman is still hunched over the keyboard, gently illuminated by the purring machine. I didn't break anything, did I?
No, you just printed out my personal log and wasted some paper.
It does not look like a big loss to her. Are you the lead programmer to that Viral Untethered by any chance?
Yes. Or no, not anymore. That project is dead.
She doesn't seem surprised to be recognized. Rather sad. Something passes over her face before she straightens her back. Sorry, but who are you? What are you doing here?
I am Sona Lukanen Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident and RSA radios. I have over 16 years of programming experience, and I'm proficient in both Vox and Orbis languages. If you're not here to hire me, I don't really know how can I help you.
She turns back to the terminal. That still doesn't answer what she's doing in an abandoned church. Have you seen the Crab Man? No. But you know he's around? Yes. He's seen you. And? Okay, it's probably not a big deal then. No, you're right, it's not. Her voice trails off as she bends over to tinker with the machine's printer. Have you seen anyone suspicious? Say a woman named Ruby. What? No. No one suspicious around here. She hast not seen her, sire, it is true. Why are there so many machines in this place? I brought them here. These are my machines. Please don't touch anything. Why do you need an antenna? I use the AR1 as my RAM prefect's processing unit. RAM prefect? That's your radio computer, right? Mm-hmm. And that antenna is its processing unit? Yes, she sighs. You really don't know anything about radio computers, do you? He has stopped working now. I know a little? Alright, well, all radio computers perform operations up on the air. So in order to gain more processing power, you need to invest in a good antenna. Wait, what's on air? On the front. The unified front of radio waves, licensed and controlled by Lintel in the Eastern Cyclintic region. It's all around us. She waves her hand. And that's what on air means. Like love. Sure, I'll take the experience, you lunatic. And the AR1? Is it a good antenna? She stops to think. I guess it is. So far, I've been quite satisfied with it. Martinez is an unstable region with bad coverage, and the operation has been surprisingly stable. But it's not the cheapest one on the market, so I wouldn't recommend it for your regular red tape operations. Fairser 1000 is a foolproof line for civilians. Anyway, she turns back to her terminal. You should do some research before you decide to buy anything. Ask around, compare the prices. There are many milieus just dedicated to that sort of thing. What are you doing with your radio computer? I'm working. The machine seems almost alien with its pulsing core, the light casting her face in a strange shadow. Working on what? Could you? She closes her eyes. Could you just shh for a moment? I'll get to the point. I really need to focus on something. It's not just rudeness. It's really hard to concentrate on whatever she's needs to do, and you're not helping. Isn't your REM prefect radio computer made exclusively for government use? So you do know something about computers. She looks up, almost proud of you. You're right, prefect is used mostly by the government peeps. And you work for the government? No, I don't. So why do you have it? She inhales sharply before answering in a single breath. Because I needed something good for my investigation, and REM Civic is widely agreed to be below all standards, so I had to upgrade. Besides, owning a REM prefect isn't such a big deal anymore. No, actually it is kind of a big deal. You don't see REM prefects in every police department, for example. Did you steal it? No. She looks up, disturbed. No, of course not. I know a friend of a friend who used to freelance for the Coalition. I bought it from her. I was actually aiming for the military-grade REM Rational series, but couldn't find one. She pats her machine. Prefect is mainly based on the same technology as the Civic, but it does work better with newer antenna models, so I'm not complaining. What about those bowls of water over there? They are connected to my REM Prefect. She looks up. Whatever you do, just please don't move them, okay? Thanks. Short and terse. There you have it. Whatever she's using them for, they're hers. Right, I'll try not to touch anything. Next question. Great. She dwells back into the glowing terminal. What are you doing in an abandoned church? You really like questions, don't you? There's a hint of amusement in her tired eyes. Ah, it's almost like she's coming around. Or at least that's less annoyed amusement. I'm a police officer. It's my job to ask questions. I'm conducting a scientific research here. You can't throw me out, she says, ready to stand her ground. What research? I'm looking for a location of a 2mm hole in the world. Wait, what? He's looking into a disruption in the radio waves. That's what her personal log said. The lieutenant raises her brows, but doesn't say anything. Is the hole connected to the data loss in your journal? Yes, that's what led me here. She stares at the burnished antenna on a nearby table, but I suspect it might be something a bit more complicated than that. A hole in the world. What does that mean exactly? Exactly what does it mean? There's something frantic about her as she locks her gaze with you, eyes shining like pearls. Up to now, it's been impossible to say what it is because it's impossible to measure nothing. What do you think it is? What qualities does nothing have? How do you measure something that does not exist? She's suddenly absorbed in the conversation, waiting for your answer. That's a little above your pay grade at the moment. I can't understand how we're talking about something that doesn't exist, let alone measure it. You measure it by its surroundings, by that which does exist, she replies. Which is what I've been trying to do. I've tried using hydrotransducers to record the silence, to find out where it begins. Ah, hydrotransducers. So that's what those water basins are. Devices for recording sound through water. But honestly, it's not progressing very well. She sounds silent. She grows silent, staring at the circle of basins. It looks like some ancient ritual. Yeah, except it's got weird wires and everything. Do you have any idea where this hole might be located? Somewhere underneath those roof beams, I assume. She looks up, eyes trying to pierce the pitch black heights above, but without much success. Only a faint crisscross of rafters can be made out of the dark, most of the tower disappearing into the shade. Why there? There's this place at the back of the church, a place where all audible vibrations seem to cease. I've named it the Swallow. The higher you go, the less you record. The Pillar of Silence? Are you sure it's not an architectural quirk? Maybe, but it's oddly close to the physical coordinates of the data loss that led me to this place. This is where the Crab Man lives. I know. Don't you think the Crab Man might be somehow responsible here? No, I don't. Don't you think the crab mine might aid in your research? I feel like we're not covering that up at all. Huh. You said the research isn't going well, why not? Because it's just trial and error. Trying to locate the swallow, the exact point in space. And I don't have a... She stops mid-sentence. You know what? It'd be really helpful if you could just stop talking and let me work. That's all I want to know about the scary 2mm hole in the world, for now. Great. Her hands are a whirl on the keyboard. Thanks. Hey, about the... How do you feel about anodic dance music? What? She squints. She squints her eyes. I hate it. I bet she hasn't even heard it. Same here. Just doesn't connect here. Tap on your heart. Not like disco does anyway. I don't think I like either of these genres. Maybe I'd have to be on drugs to get it, but to a sober mind it just sounds like uninspired rug whipping. No idea what it has to do with either dancing or music. Right. But how do you feel about a club for anodic dance music? This is about those speed freaks in the tent, isn't it? She looks up, shaking her head. I've got some news for you. It's not a nightclub they want to build here. What do they want to build then? A drug den? Take a guess, why don't you? I heard they're also planning on building a drug lab. Bingo! She snaps her fingers. That's exactly what they're up to. Wonderful. The lieutenant whispers, admiring the embellished pillars and the spectacular architecture in the lab. In the church. Whoops, sorry. Now this house of worship is also going to be a drug lab. Always something fascinating happening in tents. That's to say nothing in this one's case. So that's settled. Great. She supports her chin on her hand, visibly pleased. But no nightclubs in the church then. Right, I'll let you work in peace now. Might be all we got here. And she's not a fan. The chances are not great. Maybe the idea of the club without the drugs would be better. If it actually cooking drugs here might not go well for them. But maybe let her finish her research on the creepy anomaly first, because there's a hole in space-time, which might be a health hazard for people visiting a club. So I'm a little concerned about that. Like, maybe we shouldn't be letting people in here in general, as long as it's potentially quarantined.
Hello again.
Man, my empathy is garbage. Maybe I can min-max a little bit for that. Let's see. Empathy should be a purple stat, right? Ah. Yeah. And I can only break a check once by leveling it up. Because I am empathically stunted as a person. Great. But I can make an attempt. I feel like I have a few items that somewhat help here. Oh, not that one. I actually have a surprising number of bonus empathy items. Ooh, my armor reduces my empathy. The shirt? I always like some conceptualization. Alright. Now my empathy is a 6, which is significantly better.
Hello again.
That's not great. Oh, that's not great. The tape recorder lies on the ice like a discarded toy. Pick it up. Hey! Aye! Near perfect roll. There we go. The device is still warm from her touch, and heavy as a brick from the batteries inside. The company logo Omicron adorns its yellow plastic cover. Inside, the tape is rolling. The girl looks at the device in her hands. I'm sorry you have to sit here on the ice with the drugs wearing off. At your age, or at any age, in this weather, waiting for it to get dark. She looks you in the eye, her pupils wide, surrounded by a ridiculous amount of makeup. The people who built this world intended it all to be better for you, but they failed. It's easier to live in their failure with this by your side. Tap on the tape recorder. The wind howls. She remains silent. It's real. Tell her. It's not a childish fantasy. It can be a real weapon against what's coming for you now. What is... Her shoulders shake a little. Nothing. If you got this. Don't be scared. Okay. Her teeth rattle. She takes the device from you and places it in her lap. I'll stick to it. After a moment of silence, she speaks again. So, thanks again for the psych session. Maybe I can return it. What's been eating you, officer? Is it eating me? There's nothing eating me. Come on, I can tell. She shakes her head slowly. But okay, be a boyadero about it if you want to. I guess there is something that's been making my life hell. What is it? He listens intently. All these foreign people taking our jobs. Oh, Jesus. People just keep putting their selfish interests ahead of the greater good. Oh, really? Yeah. No one understands that sometimes you've got to make sacrifices for the sake of progress. It's all very distressing. So the thing that's been eating you is the slow pace of social progress? This sounds like it's actually cloaked in being the centrism argument anyway. This sentence is a little weird. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for slow and steady progress. I just wish people would be a little more reasonable is all. Sounds like a lot of placating lines. Because there's exactly 4 answers. This is probably the moralist. Because the immigrants one is fascism, working class is communism, moochers is ultra-liberal. So this is probably moralist. It's probably not it, is it? No, it sounds like you've just got chick issues. What? Now that you mention it, I found these letters I'd thrown in the trash. They might have something to do with it. Okay, why do you think that? First, they had the faintest scent of chewing gum on them. I could still smell it under all the shit. Wow, man. She raises her eyebrow. That's pretty symbolic, don't you think? Yes, I found it very symbolic too. Okay, what else? They're written in a woman's hand. And oh boy, did reading them make me feel not good. There you have it then. Chick trouble. Not political after all. Who was she? I don't remember. Really? She appears to believe you. You seem pretty upset about this, Chica. Are you sure you don't remember anything about it? I remember her scent, and that's all. Wow, man, that's some pretty strange shit. She rubs her sides for warmth. Are you sure the letters were for you? Yeah, I'm sure. Why would I have reacted so strongly otherwise? How come you don't remember, though? Is it, like, some selective memory thing? I think it might be more about me getting so unbelievably drunk I completely erased all memory of this world. Yeah. Or it might be that. This one time I did so much booze that I forgot too. That pause before booze means it wasn't booze. It's obvious she's done more than booze. Okay. The game's got me. Or it might be psych bullshit. You know, Koningstein wink. What is this Koningstein wank? You know, the psych thing they've got going on around here. Rich people like it. People in Koningstein are mostly rich. Thanks for the bullshit psych thing, then. You're welcome. She thinks for a second, stretching her jaw. Might be for the best to keep that shit forgotten, though. Just my opinion. If it itches, don't scratch. But how will I ever stop? I do wonder, I do definitely wonder if you ever encounter that character in this game. Like you ever find out who that person is. Or if they're always just this phantom.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
He looks excited. The tips of his hair are sharp and white. The bleach has consumed almost all of the toothbrush on the mirror in front of him. Where's the mirror? Oh, down here? Oh yeah, there's a toothpaste, I think, or something. There's a lot to take in there. About the church. I checked it out. And? He tenses up. What happened? I talked to the crab man. Oh man, who is he? What do you think? Seemed okay, to be honest. Very spiritual. Really? Huh. Interesting. What's he doing in the church? There's something sinister going on under the building's roof. I think he's getting high or something. What do you mean? It didn't sound like a sober man's talk. He must be getting visions up there. No matter. The paranoid young man mumbles gruffly. Is he going to be a problem? Yeah, Noid is right. Let's get back to the point. What are you going to do about him? I feel like we should talk about the hole in space-time more. We're really talking around that, like it's just like, wow, he's just randomly getting drunk, and like none of the dialogue options reflect like the hole in reality that a separate scientific character is also verifying. He keeps actually told me he wouldn't mind the nightclub at all. I don't know, man. Doesn't it feel like a major hindrance to you? He rubs his jaw. A spooky guy climbing around with all the guests trying to have a nice, friendly hyper time. Don't worry, I don't really think he gives a damn about you or anyone else. I guess it's not a massive problem, now that I think about it. Everyone is welcome to dance to the morning light, Yag. Maybe, I guess we'll figure something out. Okay. But what about the other spooker? The one in Grandma's clothes? Did you see her? I was using the mainframe when Suna, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident, appeared. A programmer? That's odd. What was she like? Did you ask her about the nightclub? She did not like the Anodic Dance Club idea. What a pity. That's my favorite thing in the world. He drops a hammer back into a toolbox, and she doesn't like it at all. A shame. He sighs. What can we do now? Do you have a way out of this jam? And into a laser-lit future of dance and unity? Unity! Dance! She made it very clear that she won't leave until her project is finished. And you can't just evict her? No, I won't evict her. We have to come up with a different solution. Look at you, Honor Man. No, he's right. Maybe we've approached it the wrong way after all. I'm sure there's a workaround. We can make a deal not to bother her. If that's okay with her. We only want to get in the church and spread the joy of ecstasy and music. The lines in the dark exist, coexist. At least Crabman seems like an advanced being. He's hard. He'll understand. Yeah, he can do his climbing thing in the tower, and the programmer. Does she like another dance music? She absolutely does not. Really, truly despises it. Egghead cannot believe what he just said. It makes him pump the jam a little slower for a moment, then he returns to full swing of it. No worries, we'll figure it out. The man nods enthusiastically, then leans in and whispers, if coexisting fails, you can always muscle her out, right? If it's all okay with you, what do you think? I think your guys are going to be the one to get muscled out if you're going to like take this conflict to being a matter of force. Perhaps if you dropped the drug lab, it might be easier to convince her. He looks around in the tent. Ah, man, but the drug lab was like an integral part to the club, getting the club going. For me, it was my favorite part. Chemistry's great. Besides, imagine all of the drugs we could do if we had our own drug lab. I mean, anodic music's great and all, but drugs, they make you feel really good. When did you last feel really, really good? I don't have time to feel good. I'm a very busy officer of the law. Pull out that stick, lawman. You'd absolutely love drugs. They'd make you feel transcendent. I refuse to throw her out, but I can try convincing her. He smiles wide, like a replica of his friend with the large head. Excellent! Good luck, my friend. That's it for now. Goodbye, officer. I completely lost any semblance of what voices I was doing last time because that was like 4 days ago. They're close.
True, hard, full, cut. It's hardcore. Skibba-dee.
I am the leader ranger.
We're close. True, hardcore. Hardcore to the mega. Internally coherent. All core. All right. Yeah. Gotta get the people going. Yeah. Request. I want everybody as close to the stage as possible. We're close. True, hard, full, core. It's hardcore. Skibba-dee, skip.
I just did the same pattern again. This thing's gonna drive me crazy.
Hardcore to the mega. Internally coherent.
I'm trying to think, did I ever get a...
Good morning, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yakokata, the place to be. It's the message, so listen and you...
I'm wondering if I got like a clue at some point that helps me solve this.
Hardcore, internally, all core, all right, hardcore. Ah! The question is, what is the question? But there was a question. True, hardcore, internally coherent, all core, all right, yeah, hardcore. The question is, but there was no question.
It's a trap. Ah.
True, hardcore, internally, all core, all right, Is it though? One mind, one spirit. There's no other world. There's no other life.
There's no other world. There's no other life. I don't know if I can unpack this one, honestly.
So you had a talk with Andre, and now you want to discuss things with Noid.
He stooped over his toolbox as usual, shuffling bolts around angrily.
That's fine, man, but I've got to warn you, our signs are still off. It will take some time for me to get my sight on.
But I thought we'd be okay now, sign-wise. I'm doing what I can. He continues to rearrange his tools. It's not easy for him. It probably took him years to get used to Andre. He looks like a well-thought-out individual. The synchronization might be worth it in the long run. I saw a sticker on the padlock. Can you tell me anything about it? A sticker? You mean the yellow one? Can you describe it for me? Interesting. He wants you to describe it, though he already knows what it looks like. Okay. It's a yellow circle. The human face. 2 X's for eyes. A smile underneath. I think the X's mean the guy is dead. Good, good. He likes what he's hearing. What did you want to know? What makes the sticker so modern? Simplicity was brought to us by classical soloist modernism. But that was a tasteful, harmonious simplicity, right? Well, hardcore is not tasteful or outwardly harmonious. It's a warning shot. This will be dangerous. The echo of man's loss, haunting him. The sticker, the clothes, the music, same thing. Seems awesome. It is. Was I right? Is the dead guy smiling? Yes. You're the 23rd person to get it right, and I've asked 23 people. Looks like it's a dead guy smiling to the entire human race. Really? Really? Why do you think that's so? We are all the same. Same eyes, same smiles, same death. Okay. What does it mean? He defeated history. We are living on the edge of history, and in the eyes of history, we are always already dead. How can we ever smile then? Because history is a lie. So are its deaths. The present moment in lives are hardcore. The hardcore expels death. He thinks. Or maybe he's not dead. Maybe he's just really ecstatic about the beats. I'm thinking maybe the smiling dead guy is a symbol for communism. It's also dead but doesn't care. He considers this for a moment. Yeah, that interpretation holds. I think we've exhausted the subject for now. I guess one could write an entire treatise on the thing, but what for? Tell me about the machines you saw in the church. He cringes. Weird stuff, specialized. There was a data processor, some sort of long-wave machinery. Wires going into water. Gives off spy sign. Some fucked up Samar and science sign. You know, the kind that goes head first into the supernatural. The People's Republic of Samara is a product of Revishal's sister revolution on the Grad Isola. It's known as the severely degenerated rogue state. Don't be too hard on Samara. They're all alone in the world. Half of what we know of them is just propaganda. I know, man. I was just talking about the aesthetic. So what's wrong with the supernatural? Nothing's wrong with it. It should definitely be researched. You can still do sick shit with it, though. The supernatural. You think that it's real? It actually exists? Most of it doesn't exist, but there's also stuff that isn't allowed to exist because the moralists think it's too dangerous for the plebes. Psionic powers, pale-related diseases, pretenders pretending to be human, folks' rights, that kind of stuff. Why are you called Noid? Pick some sort of widget. The hardcore aesthetic is esoteric. It's not meant to be discussed with the law at this moment. What about now? Are the signs all right now? Nah. Huh. Still strongly out of sync. Stage gamma disalignment. What? He examines the small metal bolt in his hand. You heard me. Okay, maybe I'll come back later. Well, that's kind of interesting, though. Gotta figure out the weirdness of this person. What is that? That's just a star in a circle. Wasn't sure what I was looking at. I mean, I can talk to her. It's not wildly important. But sure. I'll be the weird mediator to these people that could just talk to each other on their own, honestly. So they locked the door, but they only had locked in... She didn't... You know, I didn't even get to mention that I unlocked the door. She was locked out of her own lab. Wasn't that helpful of me? Didn't even give a shit.
Yes, what is it?
I'm glad she wasn't in here, though, and wasn't locked in here, potentially starving to death. It was just the crab man, which, I don't know, he seems to have his own ways of doing things, I guess. What if you didn't have to leave? I talked to Andre, he wants to make it work. I don't want to make anything work, she replies, her expression unchanged. Hold on, you don't want to make anything work. Yes, anything. I don't want to make anything work. It's not the anodic dance music that's made her bitter, it's the failure of Fortress Accident. Are you bitter because your radio game project failed? That's right. Something strange shines in her eyes. If we couldn't get our Vulcans to happen, I don't want anything to happen ever again. There's not a trace of irony in her voice, she means it. Suggestion 0. Research is not going well. Discovered Fortress Accident. Discovered FA with Dice Maker. I have a lot of bonuses to suggestion, but my stat is 0. I can make this work. I'm very careful. I need to deal with the fact that my suggestion is poopy butts. Thankfully, we have all these clothes that give me all this flexibility. The suggestion was, yeah, it was purple. That was a minus. I've really collected a lot of things. It's useful though. Even it means I'm like randomly cosplaying in different directions as I go. I don't like this shirt. I don't like the thought of it. It makes you better at rhetoric and worse at empathy. I'm like, I don't like those words together. That suggests poorly. Give me them shivers. Oh, yeah. And now my suggestion's 2 points higher. That's an improvement. Cold wind blows from the broken gallery, makes your skin crawl. I take it my shivers is higher than before. Yeah, we're back up to 6. So I'm reacting to things again.
Yes, what is it?
Convince her to cooperate with the ravers. What? Hey, what makes the world go round? Oh no. Listen, how about we offer you part of the profit? Nope. Not interested in your degenerate money schemes. Damn. I don't know why I'm so I just like to succeed at things, I guess. Okay. Easy. When her research is done, she can move out. Listen, about your research. You mentioned earlier it's not going very well. Maybe I can help with something. What? She looks up from her work, disoriented. No, I really don't need any help with the project. But if I could convince you... But if I could help you finish the project, then you wouldn't have to live in a church next to Boom Boom anymore. Just think about it. She thinks about it. A glassy look in her eyes. A gust of wind brings more snow in from the broken gallery. It touches her hair. All right, she finally says, blinking twice. Bring me the game's off-site copy from the old workspace, if you really want to help. It's stored in a filament memory, and I'm unable to go fetch it myself. Is this the filament you're looking for? No, that's the production schedule you stole, and access without authorization. She's tapping on the table in a badly concealed impatience. I don't need it. In his defense, it was simply lying in the desk drawer of an abandoned cubicle. Okay, but still. By your old workspace, do you mean the studio of Fortress Accident in the doomed commercial area? Yeah, that's the one. You can get in through the bookshop. You just have to do some explaining to the bookstore lady. Wait, bookstore lady, you mean PlaySense? That's her name, I believe. I've actually already been inside the doomed commercial area. Good. Then you might know the giant bear fridge in the building cellar. That filament is inside the fridge. Just go get it. It's not in that fridge though, right? It's in the other fridge, the one that I was trying to open before, but it was in a cooler. And where exactly is the off-site copy? In the giant ice bear fridge I just told you. It has red glowing eyes. It's impossible to miss. You just need to get the off-site copy from the ice bear. But you've been to the fridge and it wasn't there. There was a note saying... I found a note from the ice bear fridge. It said the off-site copy had been moved to a safer place. She freezes. Wait, a note from whom? Did it specify where they took the filament memory? It said the off-site copy had been taken to a nearby ice cream maker. The note was signed by someone named Sulislaw. Zawisha, of course. He relaxes. Our project lead, Sulislaw Zawiswa. Good. He was always so hell-bent on keeping the copy somewhere safe. Or God, he was always so hell-bent on keeping the copy somewhere safe. And feature creep, she mutters. And the Valley of the Heads. Hey, feature creep's a real fear. Like, it would have made a difference. The off-site copy was perfectly safe when the data loss happened. That data loss was anomalous. She crosses her arms defiantly. And the heads. I won't even get into the heads. Millions of them. She stops. Go find the copy from that ice cream maker, will you? Thanks. Valley of the Thousand Heads? You like the sound of that. I found the ice cream maker but couldn't get it open. It's completely frozen. This is getting ridiculous. Can't you just defrost it? Or, I don't know. I don't know about the ice cream maker. Just figure something out. There's a solution, but she doesn't want to hand it over to you just yet. It's a thing. Something she holds dear. She doesn't need to know about the dead body. What is an offsite copy and why do you need it? It's a backup of my former employer's project, the radio game we were working on. It's stored on a filament memory, just like the one inside this radio computer. He points to the glowing cube inside the machine. He's making it extra simple for you. What was that? Oh, did I just finish something? Oh, I know my birthday. Hooray. What a thing to say. The backup itself is destroyed now, but I'm hoping to use what's left of it to pinpoint the exact location of the anomaly. You just have to go to my old workspace and get the filament. Hold on. If it's an off-site copy, then why is it still on site? If it's called an off-site copy, then why is it still on site? Oh god, not this again. She takes a deep breath before letting it all out. It's not on site, it's in the basement, perfectly safe and not connected to the front at all. Basement? Sounds like it's technically still on site. Rhetoric, shut up. And no, taking it outside the building wouldn't have protected it from the data loss. There's nothing wrong with keeping the backup in the basement. What happened was a freak accident that has nothing to do with how the backup was stored. We clear? She stares at you with pleading, furious eyes. This is clearly a painful topic for her. She must have explained it herself numerous times. Alright. I'll go look at the offsite copy. Thanks. She thinks for a moment, then reaches behind the radio computer and hands you what looks like an oversized pry bar. We have it. The Falsund KR2 multi-tool. And here is my Valsund multi-tool. You might need it to hack loose some ice. It opens everything. If you get me the offsite copy, then you can keep the Valsund. Oh shit, I get to keep it. It hurts a bit for her to say this. She's not too happy to be parting with the Valsund. Then why is she giving it up? She literally doesn't have to. The legendary Valsund multi-tool. This is a pry bar version 2.0 for professionals. Like you. Right. I'll let you work in peace now. My birthday. I'm old, aren't I? Whoa. Creepy picture. The little baby on top of a man's head on top of a bunch of craggy rocks. Huh. Thought complete. Date of birth generator. You were born in the year 07, in the last year of the commune of Revachol, right before it fell. In the old military hospital on the ground floor where people usually came to die during a snowstorm. During a snowstorm. The revolution had about 1 year left to go, and the fires were still burning bright. There were explosions in the blizzard. This was 44 years ago. You are 44 years old. The bloating might never leave your face, but beneath it, you still have some years. You still have some hope. -1 difficulty to all phys passives. Huh. Full physical passives. That's curious. Passives meaning those ones that come up in dialogue on their own. They're more likely to happen slightly. Because I feel younger, I guess. Learning cap of logic raised to 4 for some reason. I think my learning cap for logic was already, yeah, well above 4, so that's useless. But I'll get passive stuff coming up from this, which is useful because they're all stuck at 1 and can't go higher. So I guess that's one thing. I got all my psyche's learning cap raised by 1, but my physiques, their learning cap never went up. But their dialogue passives have increased, I guess. That's different. It serves some of the same purpose, but the other part not so much. Look at this thing! Wow. What a change. I'm now carrying around a big sign like it's a goddamn like it's a buster sword. I almost said multi-tool. I'm like, that's literally what it is, so yeah, yes. Yes, that is what it is. Well, things are going well. I guess my feelings were right. Like my game feelings, not my real person feelings. That we need some kind of super pry bar in order to continue. Yes, we do. Oh, gotta go around this way. I've flown through here relatively frequently enough times that I still don't have the best overall feel of how it's all laid out. How will I ever find the helm? Will I ever find the helm? He threw it in the water. Maybe it washed up somewhere, I suppose. She's gone. Why is she gone?
Tequila sunset.
Found your jacket. Ah, tequila. I knew you'd come through. That's fucking great, man. Give him the jacket. Let's see. What? This isn't my jacket. My jacket was beautiful. This is fucking filthy. What am I supposed to do with this? What do you expect? You left it outside for a week. I'm not taking a disgusting pile of hobo rags. I may be in an irrecoverably decaying orbit, but I've still got standards. He hands it to you. Either bring it back the way it was before, or find a dumpster to burn it in. The lieutenant inspects the jacket in your hands. You know, despite the guano, it looks like the jacket itself is stain resistant. It may just need a good scrubbing. Have you seen a red-haired woman named Ruby around here lately? Can't really remember seeing a woman after losing my keys. It's a touchy subject. He hasn't gotten laid in ages. He really has no idea who this Ruby is, sire. Can I scrub it? Maybe that's why she's gone, because I can do it myself now. Nope, wait. Was she there a minute ago? Did I imagine that she was gone? I'm so sorry.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
Have you seen a red-haired woman named Ruby around the coast? Nay, I haven't seen anyone lately. Because she's blind, which you seem to have forgotten. Shit. Okay, but do you know who I'm talking about? This is my little cinder block town. She nods with a wrinkled smile. I know what goes on around here. She's being evasive. She knows something. There was a murder at Martinez. He points east. Why are you pointing, Kim? She might be a suspect. We would appreciate your help. Would you now? She turns to him. I know how this world works, and it doesn't work when people tell on each other. Ah. This isn't about the Union, you know. You don't have to worry about retaliation. Ah, I should have known. She shakes her head. This is yet another Union mess. I'm not afraid of them, you know. We're not in the habit of being afraid around here. I said it's not about the Union, which she took to mean that it is about the Union. Oh, great. I see. You know something, but you've decided not to tell us. There's not much to tell. People come and go. Now, was there something else? I see, ma'am. The lieutenant turns to you. I hope you don't mind if we look around anyway. You should look around your shack. Maybe she's rented it out to others too. I found this jacket I was looking for, but it's filthy. Could you wash it for me? I can wash it for you, she says after looking the jacket over. But it's going to take about half an hour. Think you can stay put for that long? Hell yeah. I could use a breather. It's been another track and field day, Lieutenant says, rubbing his thigh. Track and field day. He's bothered by all the running we do all the time. Yeah, I'll wait. Well, hand it over and I'll see what I can do. He's so nice. Must say, I'm proud of this one. She nods, handing the jacket back to you. It's pretty nice underneath all that filth. I hope you take better care of it than its last owner. Goodbye. Not even a thank you, just goodbye. Bonus to pain threshold and half-light, but reduced drama. Sweat like a pig. Oh yeah, it's part of the Fallen set. So I can complete my... Wow, I have 3 Fallen items. I could finish the whole set at this rate. But it belongs to somebody else. Am I gonna be a baddie? Maybe get into her shack somehow? How will I ever get into her shack that I already have permission to enter? Is that what's under the floorboards, maybe? Wait, why are you priable now? Did one of my Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. I think I got the vision that's like, check under the floorboards. And then maybe I did my makeover where I shaved and I broke my face. And then I changed clothes to look all professional for a second until I immediately did that, changed to other stuff next episode, because changing clothes is actually kind of a mechanic in this game. Because I wanted to like clean up for Kim. And maybe that made a specific stat change that made me stop seeing the floorboards. And maybe I've opted back into that again. I don't know. Or maybe my giant pry bar. I don't know. I don't know. As you look at the floorboards in the corner of the shack, it's clear one of them isn't quite level with the others. The edge of the floorboards next to it looks scratched. Move the board aside. The hollow space underneath the floorboards is dark and damp. You can barely make out the mixture of sand and sawdust below. I would say it's weird gameplay implementation because I already had the mind thought of like, check the floorboard! That one! And then like, it just went away and I lost the ability to think about that, which is weird. Like once, I feel like no matter what your stats are, once you've triggered the thought to think about the floorboard, you should not be able to like forget about the floorboard mechanically. Because me as the player, I'm still thinking about the floorboard and I'm like, what? How do I do it though? What's in there? Nothing particular catches your eye. Looks like more reeds. There might be something hidden inside the sand though. Search through the sand and sawdust. You stick your hand and start combing through the sand. Dry. Not like outside. Fine dust, and then something hard wrapped in paper. What is it? A small cylindrical object. You pull it out. A bullet. A 9mm bullet to be exact. Fit for all muzzleloaders of that caliber. This bullet isn't for a breech loader like the murder weapon? The floorboard isn't interested. Maybe the washerwoman is? You have enough to confront her with. It's extra ammunition. She's locked and loaded, ready to fight for some cops. Our issue though? Holding the bullet, you get the feeling this isn't ammunition against you. It's for herself. Whoa. Concern. There's concern to be had.